Perez Hilton, and I was just on the Hollywood Unlocked podcast, and we spilled all the tea. In fact, I almost got scalded. It was that hot. We talked about everyone and everything from R. Kelly to Bill Cosby, Wendy Williams, Cardi B, and more. You gotta tune in.
What up, everybody? This is Jason Lee, and this is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
Hey, everybody. This is Laura Govan.
Your boy Giovanni. Hold on.
Okay, so we have the king of trash blogging. I don't know what the fuck he's Perez Hilton, who started this shit. I think he started the shit. He'll be here in a little bit. But before he gets started, thank you, Laura, for coming so last minute.
Yes, it's so good to see you.
You're welcome.
You look
Anything
beautiful.
for you, J Boogie.
And you
About me?
And you look.
And you too.
Thank you.
There's no problem being an afterthought, my brother. It happened.
No, because I host a lot of the celebrity charity basketball games that she plays in, and she could ball her ass off.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're here, and you've been on our show before. You actually were one of our. I think you were the first show that people talked about on TV on Wendy Williams. It was great.
Yep.
That's awesome.
You're just a trending topic. Okay, so before we get into things, do you want to say anything at all about Matt Barnes suing your sister?
No.
Do you want to say anything about her suing him?
Do I want to say what?
Anything about her suing him?
No.
Do you want to say anything to Gilbert, who might be watching? Okay, so I figured we'd just jump right in.
Yeah, that's another show.
Let me tell you about Laura Govan. She can be controversial just out of innocence. She just opens up her mouth and boom, we're on to Wendy Williams. So. All right, so you're happy? Are you happy?
Super.
Okay, good. I'm
You're
happy for you.
glowing.
Am I? Thank you.
Well, listen, everybody. Facebook is the shit. Facebook is doing everything that I've been trying to do with these niggas on Instagram.
Hey.
They are now saying that they've launched this new security measure, which requires you to send them your own nude photos. So they've announced through their own official Facebook safety page their new plan that they will secure your nudes for you and keep them safe.
But who's the one that's looking at them and approving?
In the first place.
That's a great job to have.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to facebook.com/careers.
Right? What's the point in that, though? Like, there's no security anywhere.
I think at this point, Russia's tried to fuck over our election. So in case there's any other security issues, they just are going to protect our voting system and our nudes.
And our nudes.
Amen.
I mean, I don't care. I already got naked pictures out of me. So at this point, I just don't care.
Would you ever send your nudes to anybody?
I have, but I won't send it just to be like, oh, can you keep this safe? Safe keep.
Yeah, but it's Facebook. Facebook is they're gonna have your back.
Facebook get hacked too.
Nah, bruh, I'm good. But that's a hell of a lawsuit, though, if you think about it. If they're giving you that, right?
Right.
And then they get out.
Why would you even want to send
But that's my point.
a network your nudes?
Why?
Yeah.
There's no protection nowhere.
No pun intended.
Speaking of nudes, speaking of nudes, I'm not even gonna tell the story. Fuck it. All right. So my question is, do you trust Facebook with your nudes?
Absolutely not, because Facebook has been hacked many times before. I hacked into my baby's mama Facebook account, so if I could do it, I know somebody else could do it.
Did she have nudes in there?
Absolutely.
She did?
Yes.
Who was she sending them to?
I mean,
None of his business. They weren't.
This
to
was
him.
in the time when I gave a flying fuck when we was together back in high
Wait,
school.
do you? You're very distracting with all that wood in your mouth. Can you please? Okay. Have you ever? So you wouldn't send Facebook your nudes either, right?
Absolutely
No.
not.
Okay.
No.
I look.
I'll just send them to who I want to.
Yeah, I mean, if my
I'm
shit
doing
get out, I don't care. I am very well endowed, so I'm good.
Oh,
I'm just surprised people these days are sending nudes. I was talking to somebody on Snapchat today who all they do is post nudes. And I've become a fan of their page. So I just go to their page every morning when I wake up. After I look at my Instagram, I check my email, I check missed calls, text messages, and then I thank
Rub
God
one
for
out.
waking me up, and then I check.
and then you rub one out.
Well, listen, what I do in my private time is none of your business.
I love a good old, I actually did masturbate this morning.
Did you?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love a good old masturbation session in the morning.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, listen.
I'm the only one. Y'all go to hell.
Nah.
Oh, thank you, Miss Govan.
So we're going to talk really quick about. Sorry, my brother's calling me through Facebook. We're going to talk really quick about this woman who's threatening McDonald's workers. Apparently, she threatened them with a gun over fries because they were late. So she flew off the handle at an upstate McDonald's when she didn't get her full order of small fries. How you get upset that you didn't get a full order of small fries?
And she has it's her due diligence for that. First of all, I've been to McDonald's. I've waited in that line. I've got my food. If it's not hot, if it's cold, if it's old fries, I get livid. So she had every right to get mad. She was probably standing in
But
line.
you
And she was probably hungry as shit.
Mad enough to where you threatened the police and employees of McDonald's
Listen,
because you didn't
different
get your
people
fries.
are
It's
passionate
more to
about
it than
different
that.
things.
It's more to it than them fries. She probably was on her period. Who knows what happened the day before?
She was
Who knows
waiting
what
for
happened?
2 minutes.
The hour before.
Oh well, 2 minutes.
She went
is a
in
little
there
extreme.
already angry.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
She was already ready.
Okay, well, apparently she said, fuck you, and then she wouldn't park her car, so she just went off, and then they had to call the police. So my question is, what's the craziest thing you've ever done when you were hungry?
Oh man, I've gone off on people.
I just think you get that anger.
Hangry.
That hangry. You just mad.
Jason, what about you? I
You
know
just
what you
need
look like
something
when
in
you
your
get
mouth.
hungry, man.
It's pause. It's not that I've gotten, I'm really good about tipping. Even if there's bad service, I'll still tip because I don't like putting zero, but I'm really particular about getting bad service because I worked in the service industry for 10 years. So if
me
you come
too.
and you give me bad service, I'm going to check you.
Got you. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to check you. I'm just not going to tip you.
Yeah, I
it
don't tip.
depends
I'm
on your
known-
attitude
man.
towards me that I have to check you or not.
I
But
judge.
I'm
every,
just not.
Yeah, every time
But
they
I
come
was
and
a
leave.
waitress, and I was a waitress at 15 years old. So
yesterday I went to go get a manicure and a pedicure. When I walk in, I go to a place on Melrose called Pampered Hands, probably the best place in Hollywood.
Ooh, I've
I
never
walk
heard
in
of
there, and as soon as I walk in, all the ladies start speaking in whatever their language is because none of them want to work with me because there was a lady once who she wasn't paying attention, and she was talking to all her fellow people
I can imagine.
in their language, and I was just like, "Can you please pay attention?" She wouldn't pay attention because she was like the nosy broad in the place. Anyway, she cut my toe and I started bleeding.
Oh.
I cussed her the fuck out.
Did you pay still?
I still paid. I didn't tip her, but I cussed her when I cussed her the fuck out because I was like, "Yo, get that blue shit that she put on her when she cut her and put on my toes. She didn't have it." So the other lady. So now when I walk in, they know before they even serve me. Like we got to put the people on him that know what they.
So nobody wanted to help you.
No, they never want to help me, but they
That's
gotta,
awesome.
they got to. All right, so I can't remember what episode it was, but we were on the show talking about your visit to the doctor show. You got a lot of, I don't know what you got a lot of, but you were talking about having
I got a lot of.
Weren't you talking about having a yeast infection?
I was talking
Why were
about
people so
that.
upset about you talking about having a yeast infection?
I just think that people don't deal with reality. Like everybody gets one. Even men get it in their chest. They get it.
Really?
Yeah. If you sleep with a girl who has a yeast infection, you can get one too. It lays on your skin. It was about more being educated. Like people act like they never had one in their life, and then they turned it into something else.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
remember-
man, whatever.
I know
Get
what
up outta
that yeast
here.
infection looked like. I've been there before my daughter's mother.
Okay, but were they?
I hate that you just did that.
But were
Okay.
you when you were sharing your thing about it? What was it about? What was it about your story that made everybody go, "What the fuck"?
So mine was that I was talking about it, the chronics of it, because I had it chronically after I had 4 kids. I had never had it before. So then I was like, damn, my whole body was changing. And that's what I was talking about. I don't have them today. I don't have that issue anymore. It's just I felt like it was something that my body was going through, and I didn't know what it was or how to explain it. And a
Getting
doctor,
that yeast out.
yeah, I hate you. But it ended up actually being that I wasn't going to the bathroom a lot. And so it was like sitting in my stomach. It was a whole thing. And so people just took it like, oh my gosh, she just smells funny and it looks funny. And I was just like, all right, bro.
People are human. Okay.
No, it ain't even about being human. It's about being educated, period.
And educated.
Right. Well, when you're ignorant, it's because you're not educated.
Exactly.
I didn't know
So-
how a fucking yeast infection
Them
happened.
lips swell up like
You could get it, women could get it eating too much salt.
Okay,
Women,
I'm gonna
it's
just tell you right now,
so-
if I catch a yeast infection, I'm going to talk
you
about it on
get
the
it
show.
on your chest. Men get it a lot on their chest.
Like
what is
outside
it
their chest?
outside?
Yeah, outside their chest and on their nipples, actually. Look it up.
Oh wait, so your nipples will swell up.
No, your nipples don't swell. They just draw yeast.
And does it come out?
Yeah, it's white.
Oh,
It seeps out of your chest.
Let me tell you something, people.
Bro, it happens.
Let me tell you something. If a
And
nigga,
then you can get a rash
if a
on
nigga
your
slide in
penis
my
or your
bed,
area.
if a nigga slides in my bed and his nipples start leaking, I'm
Yes.
fucking him up.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna punch him.
I'm serious.
No, I'm serious. I'm gonna punch that motherfucker.
I hate you right now.
Don't you come to my house with no goddamn yeast unless it's to make bread.
They
Keep
look-
that yeast where the
Yo.
fuck it's at.
I hate you right
Their
now.
lips look like this.
No,
They
because
get swollen.
yeah. Well,
You so annoying right now.
It look just like that.
you look like Mr. Potato Head when you did that.
That's how the pussy lips look.
Okay, so you are Ayala Fix Your Life. Did she fix your life?
You know what?
Because
man?
when
Look,
you
let me
came
tell you
when you
something.
came back the
You
second day
take-
made up, I was like, this bitch is about to get rich.
Nah, I let her have it though. I'm not gonna lie. It's some stuff that I was like, damn, she didn't put it in there. It was some good stuff that I had said to her in rebuttal to what
Well, of
she
course,
was
she
saying
gonna
to
make
me.
her look better than you.
Of course, but still, I was like, bro, if you want to keep it 1,000, let's keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
I let her have it. I was like, no, with her, what she be saying? Her,
You're not.
fix my, what she be saying?
I don't
Something.
know.
So,
Anyway,
was the experience worth it though?
you know what? I think at the end of the day, I cried on that show like I haven't cried in a really long time. So to say if it was worth it for that and what I needed at the time, absolutely. For me. Besides that, she doesn't really fix her life. She just tries to raise her ratings to me. I think that she gives good pointers and some good, she educates you in a lot of things you don't know. And I think as a mom and a grandma, she comes at you like that with some good old school techniques and some things to do. But her way of doing it, I mean, it was cool. But she's actually really nice. Turn off the camera. She's dope as hell, actually.
Oh no, she had a book. When my brother died, I bought one of her books and I've gifted it since then probably 30 times. It's called Until Today. It's literally like a daily aspirational book that you read. It tells a story and then it gives you an affirmation at the end to kind of help you get through the day from a lesson. It uplifted me, so it was definitely a good book.
Yeah.
In the end, though, I watched the whole damn show. I think I've watched it twice now, but in the end, I thought you had a good breakthrough with your parents, and then at the end, the last credit said they're no longer talking.
Well, it's so funny that
Like,
said
how the
that.
fuck y'all do that?
Because right after, I was like, when I saw that, I called my mom and dad and was like, this the bullshit. This is why I don't like TV. Because me and my parents haven't had not one fallout. We don't have fallouts anyway. They're my parents. Like, I will beef with them, have misunderstandings, but them still my niggas.
Yeah.
Like, my mom is my nigga. I talk to her every day, even if she don't want to talk to me.
Yeah, your parents look real solid.
So, and my dad is like that dude, so he'll cuss you out and then be like, all right, babe, love you, bye, and hang up. So, so it is what it is. But it was that part, I was like, you guys take that out because that's not true. I just think for TV and for juice, it was what it was.
And you didn't tell them that you guys weren't talking. They just put that up there?
That was just there.
Wow.
That was just
Because I was
there.
like enjoying the breakthrough.
It wasn't
and the
even like
hugging.
an assumption. It was just they put that shit up there. I was like, damn, okay.
It was like literally a hug moment. We ain't talking no more. Like,
Yeah,
damn.
that sounds so dumb to me.
Nah, I just looked at that and said, niggas. Okay, so what's next in terms of reality TV? Are you going to go back to Basketball Wives?
We'll see. I don't know. We've
They asked you
been
to come back?
talking. We've been talking. We'll see what happens. But
Who would you slap if you went back? Evelyn or?
I'm not slapping nobody. Let me tell you something. I don't put my hands on nobody unless you come close towards me like you gonna do something. But outside of that, it's more of like, I'm just not there. Like, I don't give a shit about you enough to even hit you. So I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care what you're doing. I don't give a shit. I have too much stuff going on in my life and too much business to be all up in yours. So I don't care.
So the last time I saw you, I was on your podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
The sack.
The Sack. I was in the Sack with you, Melissa Ford. Not my Melissa Ford, but Rihanna's best friend, who, by the way, everybody keeps saying that Rihanna wants to meet me, but I don't know where the fuck she at.
She's dope as hell.
Okay, well, you, her, and Veronica, is it Obang? No, was
Yes.
she on Wags?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it wasn't Wags.
Oh,
it was Housewives. Ex-Housewives.
Ex-Housewives.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Ex-wives of,
She was on a reality show.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, so I was on your show, and you're the edgy one. You're the me on your show.
You're the
Think
me
so?
on your
you
show.
like that? You like that?
I do.
Thank you.
Well, thank you to Laura Govan. I now know where I now found out about. That's how I found out about iTunes, putting our shit on iTunes and Audio Boom and all that. Thank you for helping us set it up. And by the
You're
way,
welcome.
shameless plug, download us on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify,
Spotify,
and
Amazon.
subscribe to YouTube.
Yes.
All right, listen, Perez Hilton just walked in the building. We'll be right back. So we have, I've been struggling with like, how do I introduce you? As a blogger, it doesn't really say who you are to the culture. Blogger, media maven, media mogul. But anyways, Perez Hilton. Everybody knows who Perez Hilton is.
Yes, welcome, man.
I am the other queen of all media beside Wendy Williams.
You're equal. I think you're more controversial than Wendy. Maybe Wendy in her radio days, you guys were neck and neck. But I felt like, because just recently, Kanye West went on a whole meltdown. And
Well, Wendy's still pretty controversial, like defending R. Kelly and crying over him. I'm like, please. Seriously?
Wait, but when Kanye West had a meltdown the other day, I was literally getting ready to go to sleep, and I just, for whatever reason, scrolled through my timeline and I saw you had posted a meme of a black woman laying down on her side with a glass of wine. And
a lot of people got heated over that.
What did the caption say?
It was something about I think meanwhile in heaven, Kanye's mom or something like that.
Oh,
but
Can I just say we posted that and people went crazy.
But that's all it said, right? It did not pass judgment. It didn't infer that the mom was embarrassed or ashamed of him. It was just like, oh, his mom's having a glass of wine, looking at everything happening down here.
So the assumption was
people might have assumed negative things, but I meant nothing negative towards that. And
do you look these things up and pull them yourself and post them?
Oh, yeah.
So it's all your work.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
Let me tell you what's separate, first of all. But, the one thing I will say about you that's different than me is that you don't give a fuck. You will go there. I will never forget when the Lindsay Lohan era was happening. I would just go to your site just to see what the fuck is Perez saying. And you would have pictures of her and there would be little white dots because his thing was he would put commentary on the pictures. But the commentary was so fucking funny that it was funnier than the issue that he was talking about. When you post stuff, do you care about what people's reaction is going to be?
I mean, I now try to be a little bit more of a, I've heard some cursing.
How many death threats have you
grown-ass person. I try to be more of an adult. So, I still have an opinion and I'm sassy, but I try not to be outright mean. I don't think there's a need for that. Just by having an opinion, celebrities, artists are very sensitive people. So if you say something as simple as like, I don't like that song, somebody could get real pissed at you.
Oh, you hating.
For just expressing my opinion. I didn't say, I hate you, you're an awful person, this is the worst song I've ever heard, or anything like that. Do I care what people think? No, but I am, and I try to be more mindful of my words, yeah.
Were you going to say some, Laura?
I forgot.
Oh, okay. So when because I remember back, you used to have these crazy birthday parties. And I mean, every celebrity from Katy Perry to Lady Gaga, everybody would come out. How do you choose? Because for me, sometimes, because I have so many relationships, I do use some discretion, but for very few people. Like there's some people that I just don't go there. Like these are my people. But then there's other people that I go, that's not going to feel good, but I'm going to still put it out. Do you use discretion for anybody?
I used to, but now, the longer I've been in this, the less I care or attempt to have celebrity friends, because I've learned that there will never be such a thing as a real celebrity friend. There will always be, this two-way street of
transactional relationship.
Yeah, I'm using them, they're using me. Who's using who? We're using each other. And also, I've got 3 kids now. They're the ones I only care about.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And my mom. She's my 4th child.
So you guys have never met. Laura, I'm sure you've written about her, was in a very tumultuous relationship with a basketball star, Gilbert Arenas, and Laura. And she's been very...
Were you on the Basketball Wives show?
Yes. She was yes. And but you've been on the other side of it where we talk about people like you. How do you deal with like us just going to work?
I just feel like it's a job. You still got to do your job. You got to ask the questions. People want to know, and people like shit, and people like bullshit, and people like turmoil. So they really want to know the questions you guys ask. That's what I was going to say. Like for me now doing a podcast, I now ask, my questions would be the shit I really want to know. I don't want to, I got kids, but I don't want to talk about your kids.
But I just feel like, what I struggle with, and I kind of look at people like you and Fred at Media Takeout and stuff, and I just go, wow, like you guys are really fearless. You've had your run-ins with people. You and I remember the whole Black IP era where you and was it Will.i.am or you and Polo?
It was the manager.
It's Polo.
Yeah, Polo.
Okay. So did your video, I think, of recapping that incident, because I will say on the show for the first time, I'm not gonna say the name, but I just got into a really big physical altercation with a big celebrity.
Physical.
Oh,
tell me.
Like a fight?
No,
it was
It's gonna be on Perez Hilton tonight.
Tell me.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was like insane at the
tell me.
highlight room.
Come on.
No,
you can't do that.
He pressing you.
You can't do that. Come on.
Was it a guy or a girl?
It was a guy.
I won't mention it anywhere, and you can bleep it if you don't want it on your show, but I
That's
want to
true.
know.
Okay. And I'm not gonna put it out there because we resolved it.
Okay,
and
bleep it.
it'll
I
be
wanna know.
resolved.
it. Now
I
you
need
gotta
to
say.
know.
Wait, let me say this.
No, I'm like a child now. I need to know.
I will say this. I chose to use discretion on not doing a video because literally I thought of you when we were having this physical altercation because I said, you know what, I'm gonna walk away. There's all these bottles, everything's going. I mean, it's going.
All right.
So
truly, what level of celebrity? A-list, B-list, C-list?
A-list.
No, you gotta tell me.
Yeah, come on, dog. What are you doing?
and then I got to the elevator to leave, and the chaos ensued to the elevator, and I put out my phone. I thought of you. I said, you know what, fuck that. I'm gonna record this. And they slapped my phone out my hand, and we were on the ground fighting for the phone.
I want to know now.
My question to you is, when you had that altercation with will.i.am or with Polo, did you say, I'm going to go back and make a video that's just going to go viral? Because really, that shit was like everywhere.
That was such a wild night. I mean, I even was tweeting for the police to come.
You didn't call the police? White people do shit like that.
I think I
Tweet
did
the
call
police.
them, but they weren't coming.
Oh,
so
wow.
I was impatient. I'm like, where the police?
That doesn't sound about white.
But that's true. We've had a gun pulled on us. We've had a gun pulled on us here and here.
Shut the front door.
Oh my
Yo.
God.
So my team said, what should we do with the video? I said, put it out. So we put it out, and the police never called. I'm
This
like,
is
damn.
awesome.
Who did that?
Because I
Boom.
think
Put
they
the
don't
video.
give a shit.
You don't know who Boonk Gang is?
No.
No.
Oh, if you had to know, I was
Who's
like,
that?
wow, he's guest. I guess he's getting up there. But continue on.
Yeah, but the good news is, well, I've never spoken or seen that Polo guy since, but will.i.am and I are now cool.
Okay.
And so are Fergie and I.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's,
Good.
nice.
But
Will's good.
so you still like Fergie after she fucked up the national anthem? Because I know you watched that.
That's
I
so
love
shady.
that she fucked up the national anthem.
Wait, why? Why do you
For
like
many
that?
reasons.
Yeah.
First, I love that she was trying something. She didn't just give us a boring rendition.
Yeah.
And I'm old school. Like, I like to think that any press is good press. I truly think there is no such thing as bad press. I mean, but that's with a little exclamation mark or with a little asterisk, like, being accused of
Giving people herpes like R. Kelly.
that or something truly awful, like you don't want
Kevin Spacey fucking
you don't want to be
little boys.
accused of rape or pedophilia or murdering somebody or something like that. But
Yeah.
anything else, like bring
All
it.
game. Yeah.
I don't care.
No, I'm with you.
Eating ass at Carl's Jr. Burger.
I'm with you. Still keep going.
Like, I might even start a rumor about myself, but I won't. No, I don't do that.
No, so when you and will.i.am got into it, you just said when you put that video out, of course you knew what it was going to do, right? And this was before really Instagram, Facebook. This was like before.
This was YouTube 1.0.
Yeah.
Damn.
Awesome.
It was like
Sidekick days.
2011, a
Oh, yeah.
long time ago.
Yeah, that's
now.
sidekick.
So you had to have made a lot of money from that video.
I don't even know if I haven't monetized or if you can because of the type of content it's talking about.
Oh.
Like, YouTube is very strict about the kinds of videos you can monetize. But in many ways, I'm still the same person. Like, another video of mine that got a lot of attention this year, which I don't regret posting, but some people, even in my own team, criticized me for, is I made a video saying, I feel like I am a social media addict and I was having a full-blown anxiety attack, like in tears. And it was a difficult few weeks for me. I was dealing with legitimate anxiety. And I was talking to, actually, it's so funny because I posted a video over the weekend about some things that Taylor Swift told me. Because I went to see her on Saturday night and everybody ran and there were news articles written about what she told me about her upcoming album. But almost nobody talked about the other thing that she told me, which I thought was very interesting. And she told me that, well, I took my son with me to her concert and I said, being a father is great. Before I had kids, I thought that parenthood would actually hurt my career, but it's only helped. Because before I had kids, I was going through the no phase and saying crap like, that's not good for my brand or that's not cool. But now that I have kids, it's like, I want to make as much money as possible. I will say
Bring
yes
it.
to anything. Yeah, so I said, kids also gave me anxiety. She's like, wait, you didn't have anxiety before kids? I'm like, no.
Think of shit.
She's like, welcome to the club. So like, I was like, wow, Taylor Swift has anxiety too. And I'm not talking about anxiousness. I mean like real, legitimate anxiety. So I never had it before. And then in January, I made this video and people are like, maybe you shouldn't have just kept that to yourself or whatever. I'm like, I don't know how to be. Like, this is what I've been doing now for 14 years.
I mean, I came on the show and talked about suffering from depression because I feel like in some way, because of the world that we live in, it is very isolating. Even though you're cool or people or you get to go to cool parties, in many ways, it's still very lonely. And so I had Jennifer Lewis here and we were talking about it. And I think as you have those as you have those conversations, you never know who you will help by telling that story.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So I was on your Instagram not too long ago, and are you Mexican or what is your
Cuban?
Cuban.
I definitely thought you was a white
I
boy.
thought you was a white boy.
That's my ex.
All this
You're
time
Cuban. Wow.
I said that motherfucker got Taylor Swift and Lady Gaga and Madonna and all because he's white and you ain't even white.
I mean,
I feel wrong.
I'm a
Do
pretty
you speak
white-looking Cuban. Yeah, I only speak Spanish at home, and
That's how I am with my kids.
My kids-
How old
You
are your
speak
kids?
Spanish?
And your
I'm
kids
Mexican.
are black as
I
hell.
thought you was a black. I thought you was a black
my
girl.
ex is Cuban.
oh, cool. Yeah, my
Yeah.
kids are 5, 3, and 7 months.
Oh,
I definitely thought you was a white boy.
So you had all your kids through surrogacy. So was that an expensive process?
Very expensive.
Really?
Was it
Oh,
with
you
the
got a
same
bag.
woman or different?
It was the
three?
same egg donor, different surrogates.
Have you ever been inside of a vagina?
Wait, stop.
I want to know.
Have you ever been inside of a
Nigga,
vagina?
I mean, yes, I have
Okay.
a daughter.
First of all, okay, so wait, let me understand. So let me
Well,
say.
I have 2, and I was never been inside
I
one.
just wanted to know.
Okay, so you.
But actually, I tweeted recently that I would love to taste one.
Taste what?
Oh, really?
A
Do you have
vagina?
a preference
Because
of,
of
who
all
you
of
want to
the-
taste?
Wait,
or
all of
what
the-
type?
I need to
All of the DJ Khaled drama. It's like just once in my life, I would like to just taste a vagina.
What kind of taste? Eat
Wait,
or
wait,
just
wait.
taste it?
Excuse
maybe
me.
just, maybe
Excuse me.
I mean, maybe
I'm
for
over-
30 seconds or something.
I'm over
I
here
don't know.
having an allergic reaction all
Okay,
on my own.
but-
Hold on, we gonna get to your yeast in just a second.
No, don't you ever.
She
You
was on the
fuck.
doctors talking about having yeast infections. It was a lot.
And that was after being pregnant.
So you gonna eat
And
a
I
pu-
was
you-
educating people, smart ass.
Perez, you gonna
about
eat a
it.
pussy that's gonna show up with that yeast. Show them what it looked like again.
Let me see.
Exactly.
No, I don't want to see
Yeah,
it.
let me
Okay,
see it. That's
so-
not all women. Stop.
You know what? If you ate a vagina, do you know how viral that would go? There you go. Do that.
Well, old me would have done it on camera.
the new you, the parent you.
Yeah.
No.
How about this? I'm trying to cross
Old me
over.
would have totally done that
I
on
want to know
camera.
who would you do it to? That's what I want to know.
Rihanna.
Okay.
Rihanna or Angelina Jolie.
Can I?
That's the only two you'd pick.
Well, those are the first 2 that come
Laura,
to
it's a
mind.
1-hour show. We don't give a
I'm
fuck
just
about no
asking.
goddamn pussy. Move the fuck on already. Okay, I heard Rihanna wants to meet me. I'm sure you've met her. Rihanna, we'll both eat your vagina for charity.
Hey.
Okay.
Wow.
I can't
But she's
believe I
got a
said
boyfriend.
That don't mean that he got $1 billion. He can sponsor it.
For charity. All right.
And watch.
All right, so there was a point. There was a point in your. So Queen Latifah had run into you in New York, and this is before I even started Hollywood Unlocked. She calls me and she says, "You know
She's
what?
a friend of yours?
Yes,
Like a longtime friend.
26 years.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
What were
wow.
you doing before Hollywood Unlocked?
I was the director of a union.
Oh, wow.
I worked in the
wow.
labor industry, and I worked for SEIU, a big union.
Wow. And you've known her for 26 years?
I
You
met her
don't
when I
even
was
look-
15.
That's awesome.
We're both the same age.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So she had run into you, and she said she had literally called me, and she goes, "I just ran into Perez Hilton, and you know
At
what?
a hotel?
She didn't say where, but you guys were in New York.
Yeah.
And this was like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And she goes, I think you should do what he does because I could see you doing that because you're good with people and you like, you
Wow.
like us.
I prompted
That's
this.
awesome.
Yeah, you're the reason why all these people are
Hey.
attacking me at parties.
That's
How cool.
awesome.
Yeah. I was leaving a hotel where I went to go get a massage, and I was living in New York at the time, and I think she might have been staying there or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me a what up, and I gave her a what up.
And she called me as soon as she saw you. So no, you said something earlier which is so true, and I found myself struggling. I'm writing a book right now called "How I Stopped Giving a Fuck and Started Winning," because I used to really think about like if I write this, I'm gonna hurt this person's feelings. If I write this, they're gonna be mad. But in the end, I sat back and said, none of these people are fucking helping me with my company. Now, of course, we have the followers and the viewers and the audience and all that, and now it's very transactional. So like I get somebody's number and I know you want to advertise with me or you want me to write something about you. This ain't real. Did you understand that early on?
No, not really. Like I said earlier, I really thought that some celebrities were my friend, and then also just things change. You know, like it gets to a point where, you know, I would have been friends with certain people even if they never became famous, because I was friends with them before they became famous,
Wow.
and then they become Lady Gaga and Katy Perry, and
Wow.
my job becomes difficult
Yeah.
because they're that famous.
Yeah.
So you've seen them with the come up and the rise of their fame before they were
That's
even
awesome.
known to the world. So you see people change literally right in front of your eyes, because I'm sure you talking to them,
Yeah.
doing the whole.
Fame is a fascinating thing, especially now that I've been doing what I've been doing for 14 years. Like I have a lot of perspective, and I'm just personally so grateful that 14 years later, I'm still here. I'm doing shows like yours. I'm doing new and different things, and people are still paying attention, and that I am able to provide for my family.
Is it hard to write about having known Katy Perry and Lady Gaga before their fame, is it hard to write about them today?
It was for a period of time there. And then, well, Lady Gaga and I had a falling out.
Lady Gaga tried to say he was stalking her.
Yeah.
Were you?
Which was bullshit. No.
I mean, I don't know.
No. I moved to New York City and I looked at a building she lived in. I didn't know where she freaking lived. How the hell was I going to know where she lived? And that was one of many buildings I looked at that day. I went on a full-on tour, you know. They're like,
gotcha.
this place, that place, that place, that place, that place. And then I happened to look at the building that she lived in, and some of her fans were outside and they saw me, and then they like tweeted her, and then she freaked out. I'm like, yeah, I saw 8 buildings that day because I was looking for a place.
Right.
Well,
And now you told everybody where you live.
Yeah.
Right.
So, well, some of you celebrities are a little full of yourself.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's
just a
true.
little bit.
So-
like for example, I was at the getting my nails done yesterday.
Oh boy.
And Tiny walked in and she was getting her nails done. And she literally had her security standing between us as if I wanted to record her getting her nails done. I don't give a fuck about that. I just got back from Canada.
Well, she's got security.
I like
She doesn't
Tiny.
need security.
Okay, look, we want to play a game. So on Hollywood Unlocked, we play some games where we post some things there's one called Smash or Pass. So I wanted to see your thing. So the thoughts are, would you smash the person or would you pass the person?
Sure.
Okay. Usher or R. Kelly?
Pass.
Well, that's easy. Smash Usher.
Really? But he has herpes.
Allegedly.
Well, I'm not gonna smash R. Kelly. Did you see what he said today?
What'd he say?
No.
Oh, it's infuriating. You know, there's been this whole mute R. Kelly campaign, and he like made fun of it today. He's like, they should have tried that 30 years ago.
I did see that, yes.
I'm like,
and because basically he was saying it's too late.
yeah, exactly.
wow.
I'm like, screw you. It's never too late.
So are you looking for R. Kelly to go to jail? Because I won't lie. I want to see R. Kelly go to jail.
I don't
I
want to
don't
see
think-
no black man go to jail.
No,
No,
fuck
yeah,
that. If
I
they
don't
done
think-
some shit, they need to go.
I don't even think he needs to go to jail. I just think that he needs to be held accountable because the legal system doesn't always work. You know, yes, the law says innocent until proven guilty, but so was Bill Cosby, and 50 plus women said, this is what this monster did to me.
But different than Bill Cosby, what's a little different is that those are 50 voices that said it. Janice Dickinson, she's your friends with Janice Dickinson? Frenemies?
Acquaintances.
But we didn't see that. I saw the tape with R. Kelly and the little girl. So I think that for me, I have a problem where people are just like, he may have did that, but his music is amazing. Okay, you can have amazing music, but if you stick your dick in a little kid, you should go to jail.
Yeah, especially when you have kids, your whole outlook is different.
And I ain't with
you know,
that.
burn.
I ain't with that. I don't want to see a black man go to jail. I feel like no matter what color
It
you are,
depends what they
Well,
do. is what I mean.
I'll actually disagree with you on this. I do agree, and I want him to have the consequences for what he's done. But if you're able to cheat your way out of the law, if you're able to buy your way out, well, then kudos to you. You were able to pay off so and so. You paid off so and so. Great, but you should still be accountable. Like his label should drop him. He shouldn't be touring. Like I can't believe that venues are booking him and he's got a promoter.
It's R.
and all
Kelly,
that
man.
jazz.
It's R. Kelly. I'm just telling you. People love R. Kelly.
well, I'm going to be there in the court when he gets found guilty, and I'm going to be reporting live. Okay, so smash or pass, Charlie Sheen or Kevin Spacey?
Oh gosh.
You can pass both if you
I'll
want.
smash Charlie Sheen just because Kevin Spacey's a reported pedophile. Well, actually, admitted pedophile. Like he's admitted to like inappropriate relationships with young men. Like that's just
Now,
wrong.
I won't lie. I still watch House of Cards. Maybe that's me being contradicting
I like
myself.
him as an actor.
Yeah,
His
but-
job was good. His morals are fucked.
Okay, last one. Smash or pass, Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby?
Oh gosh.
Bill
Has he
Cosby.
thought about that?
I
Bill
can't
Cosby, go with it.
choose.
Bill Cosby, go with it.
I'd rather go celibate for the rest of my life.
Okay, so let me ask you, Ariana Grande, you guys have you been friends before? But you have a checkered past. You guys don't get along now.
We were never friends.
No, she doesn't like you,
Probably not.
and you don't care.
No.
Okay, so she just recently broke up with her boyfriend, and now he done got a DUI and wrecked his car. Do you think? What do you think about it? Do you care?
Well, what I care about is how she responded to that today. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So today, somebody tweeted, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't have it in front of me, something along the lines of, Mac Miller, Ariana Grande dumped him, got a new boyfriend right away, and he poured his heart into an album dedicated to love songs for her, and that's just the saddest thing in Hollywood. First of all, I read that tweet this random person posted humorously. Like, I don't think that guy was being serious. He was trying to be funny. Secondly, he didn't tag her. He just put her name up there. But that's fine. One of her fans could have tagged her. She responded to him and said, that relationship was toxic and I stayed quiet while I was in it. And how dare you bring down women and blah, 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 blah. So I had a lot of thoughts about that. First and foremost, yeah, you should have stayed quiet about that while you were dating him. That's what a good partner does. And secondly, you probably should have stayed quiet about this now because that's his story to tell. And also, if he is in a bad place right now, I'll say maybe it's not your job or responsibility, especially now that you're not in a relationship with him, to help.
But don't throw dirt on it.
But by saying what you did today, you could be making things much worse for somebody who is struggling with sobriety. And that's bad. And that's on you.
Yeah.
This is the same girl, though, that was stealing cupcakes.
You know, and she probably had already clocked out of the relationship before. That's why she probably moved on so
but
fast.
I just didn't think that was necessary. Like, I'm old school. Like, you know, to me, personal relationships like that and family, like, I'm like the mafia. We don't talk about it.
But
Awesome.
thank you so much for sharing the interview I did with Khalees about her relationship with Nas. What did you think about that?
I probably wouldn't have spoken about that either if I was her. Well, just because they have a child together.
And he's spoken out about her relationship, her first. So,
well, I would think for her it was a healing experience.
Yeah.
I've never experienced, violence like that, domestic abuse. But like, even yesterday there was a story about Anthony Hopkins, the British actor who's estranged from his daughter and then talking major smack about his daughter. Like, oh yeah, it just happens. That might sound cold, but life is cold. And I'm like, you know what? Even if for whatever reason I was estranged from my kid, if my kid robbed from me, if he was a murderer or a drug addict, whatever, I would just be like, you know what? That's personal, and I'm not talking about that.
Wait, so you don't let your kid go to dance class? At least that's what reported, because you said you don't want him to be gay. He's a dancer, and I always joke that he's gay, even though he's not. Did you say that?
Well, I don't censor myself ever.
You should
never.
never.
I just talk, and sometimes I put my foot in my mouth.
I love that.
What I said was me speaking from experience and just knowing a lot of dancers and knowing that most of the dancers I know are gay.
What type of dancers?
Speak that truth, Perez. No, let him.
You have to specify.
When I first came to LA, I was fucking that dance community left and right. Debbie Reynolds, Millennium. I was at every studio. So he's telling the truth. Tell the truth.
So, but now that after I put my foot in the mouth, like, yeah, that is accurate. Most of the dancers I know are gay, but clearly dance class isn't going to make your kid gay. Gay kids are probably just drawn to dance class. Yeah. But having said that, I'm not going to volunteer him into it. I'm not going to volunteer. I'm not going to, hey, I'm putting you in this. If he wants to sign up for dance class, all right, I'll put him for a dance class. But like, I just signed him up for tennis. I didn't ask, hey, you want to do tennis? No, I just put him in tennis. I signed him up for swim class. I didn't say, hey, you want to do swim class? No, I just signed him
gay
up.
Swimmers and gay tennis players.
Yes, I know. I believe I was born gay.
Well, we live in LA. A lot of people, almost everybody's gay. I'm not. You've been with a woman before.
Ever.
But you would eat a vagina.
No, I would not.
You wouldn't?
Hell no. You put it in my face, I'm going to punch it.
No. Okay, so, but you wouldn't have a problem if one of your kids said, I'm gay.
Of course not. And similarly, everything we say and what we want for our kids is a reflection of our past and what we've been through. On the flip side of that, like, I would hope my daughters or my son aren't fat. Because I grew up fat, and I know what that was like, too. I grew up fat.
You did lose a lot of weight.
I grew up fat and Latino in a religious and Cuban community. And that was hard. I mean, it's still hard in religious and Latino communities to be gay. It's in 2018, it's still hard. So, I mean, even in Kansas, I was just talking about this week in Kansas, they just passed a law in 2018 to make it harder for gay couples to adopt children. Wow. Like, why would you want to prevent kids from having a loving home?
Period.
Well, listen, I'm thick, and thick people need love too. So look, Tommy Loren, she's in the news. She just got a drink thrown. Of course, she is. What do you think? I personally think she deserved it. Are you a fan of Tommy's?
I am not a fan of hers, but actually I made a video today. So,
You're very good at vlogging too. Like, do you make a video every day? Because you'll make a video doing jumping jacks with your kids. You'll be out at a park.
Well, I have 2 YouTube channels. So yeah, I have anxiety. That's part of the anxiety. It's like, I've got to get content for both of my channels every day.
That's a lot of work.
I have a family YouTube channel, The Perez Hilton, and then I have my entertainment YouTube channel, which is just Perez Hilton. And I spoke about Tommy today, or Tammy as I like to call her. And while I may not agree with what she says and her stances on policy, I don't think she should have had a drink spilled on her, even if it was just water. That's almost like spitting on somebody. That's assault. Like you can tell them, I don't agree with you. You can, but I would say have a conversation with her, but not boo her either. Like that, like even if I saw somebody I hated, like if I saw Harvey Weinstein at a restaurant, I wouldn't boo him. I wouldn't throw anything at him, but I might go speak to him and get heated. Okay, there's just I don't know.
And then throw something.
I would just do a video and say touch me. It'd be easier.
Oh my god,
I need the clicks. Okay, so Tommy, okay, so the royal wedding. We now have a black princess. Not that we never have had a black princess, but I mean in England, it's the first time we've had a black princess. Do you think they killed Diana?
No.
The paparazzi.
No.
Okay, well, it's Perez. You got to
But
ask.
actually, one of my favorite things of the royal wedding was her mother.
Yeah.
Because, Meghan is very white passing. But her mother is a black woman.
That's a black
and
woman.
I love
Strong.
not only that, but even the fact that she had her nose ring in.
That's so
I'm like,
bomb.
And her
they
dread-
did not-
and her dreads, too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did not
She
make
looked-
her take that nose ring out. Like I was
Yeah.
like, Queen Elizabeth is probably mortified that this
She
woman has
probably
a
was.
nose
Did you
ring
see that
on.
meme of the way she was looking at her? The way
love
Queen
that.
Elizabeth
Well,
was looking at her?
Yeah.
I
With daggers.
took a page out of Perez's book and I posted that meme that said basically she was thinking of like killing her in a car crash, but had already done it, and people like
my
went after me, and it felt
God.
so good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You're awful.
That was
The one thing, but the
cold-blooded.
one thing you said earlier is real. See, when you have a voice like his, or you have a voice like mine, or you have a platform like these, and you have an opinion, no matter what the opinion is, people are going to divide and take a
Yep.
position either way. Yesterday, we were on a page. You this, you this, you this. But I'm just
Today.
like, I don't even look for you people. I don't even know you people. I'm on a jet somewhere. I don't give
Well,
a
it's
fuck
like,
about you.
I was checking my Instagram just before I came here, and Cardi B was talking about how, there was somebody today claiming that they were her ghostwriter, and
Oh, yeah, he
she
put out
did-
the-
it's not real. She claims, and Nicki Minaj wishes she had that problem right now,
Right.
where everybody's just clout chasing, as they say.
Okay, the next time Cardi comes and does an interview with us, you have to come and co-host. Like, we
Oh
have
my
to do it
God, I would
together.
love that.
Why don't we set it
I've
up?
never
That'd be
met
a
her. I
bomb
love me
tag
some
I
Cardi.
just had dinner with her last week. You
You
would love her,
did?
and she would love you. I think the next time she comes, maybe we just do a one-on-one. But like we both.
That'd be
Yeah,
bomb.
she's not coming.
She would she will. She's great.
No. We would have to go to her. She's too busy right now.
No, that's the thing you'll like about her. She's really like she'll
Super
pull up.
down to
If
earth.
she's in LA, she'll come. She's
Yeah.
done it
Really?
already. Yeah,
Oh,
she's done it
yeah.
already before with us. We had her on the show.
Well, I know, but now she's next level.
Yeah.
No, but she's still so cool and so humble, and she's connected to what we're doing. Like
All
she
right. Well,
keeps-
I would love to.
Okay, so the next thing here, let's see. We talked about R. Kelly fucking with the kids. You know what's so interesting with this whole Sarah Paulson and her relationship with her 32-year-old younger girlfriend? I said on this older girlfriend. I said on this show, if an older man like Trump has a younger wife, it's cool.
okay.
If an older woman has a relationship with a younger man, or a man has a relationship with a younger man, it's you're labeled a pedophile. What is that? Because I date young. My boyfriend was 23 years old, and I was 37.
Fucking with you.
I was 37.
Is it just
Fine
because you're
boyfriend.
attracted, or you just feel
I
like
like
the
him young.
need?
I
like
said
the-
I
he
like
like
See,
him.
I like
mold
them
'em.
older.
I went to Dominican Republic a month ago, and as soon as I got off the plane, I saw the old motherfuckers right here, and I saw the young motherfuckers right here.
I'm going
I went
over
that
there.
way. Let's get a beer. What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
I think it depends on the age gap and the situation, and I'm not here to be your therapist, but I could.
Are you dating? Do you keep your personal life private?
I mean, there's nothing to share. I am not dating. I would love to date. I, find it challenging for a variety of reasons. I'm not like Neil Patrick Harris. I would say almost every gay guy loves Neil Patrick Harris. He's Neil Patrick Harris. He's, Doogie and the guy from the other show. But I would say, and I don't think this is inaccurate. I would say most gay men have negative preconceived notions of me. So it's very challenging for me to date, but that doesn't mean I haven't or won't. You know, like I don't really like to do the bar thing because I'm not like my best friend. Like he will just get hella wasted and then just make his move on anybody. Like,
do you ever go to the Abbey or the chapel?
Oh, I hate that. Like, I'll go out every once in a while with my friend. Like a month ago, we went to, because if I have a couple drinks, then I might, but I don't really like to drink that much. So if I go to a concert and I drink, then afterwards, maybe we'll go out. So we went to the Fault Line. I like to go to different places like that, like the Fault Line or Akbar.
I want to take you to the hood.
I'm much more of. I would love to.
Let's go to the
I wanted to go
House.
to Jules Catch One so badly, but it closed.
my God, no! But now it's a new venue, a new music venue.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Boy.
Oh, Catch One Disco. I used to drive from Sacramento to go to that thing.
What?
Oh yeah, it's
I've never even
Madonna
heard of
used to
that.
own it.
I know.
Okay, so what was I gonna ask for? Oh, do you think people see you as a person or just Perez Hilton? Because I even look at you like you're Perez Hilton.
Yeah.
Until you had until you had the weight loss, which was personal. Until you had the kids, which was personal. People just saw you for Perez Hilton. Do you think people see you as a person?
I don't know. No, I don't think people see me as a. I mean, maybe if they're really paying attention, or maybe if they follow me on social media. But you know, most people don't.
Because there was an era where you were starting to transition more toward, like you and Oprah started working together, and I was like, Perez is going over. When your girl Evelyn Lozada started transitioning over, I'm like, she's never gonna throw another punch
Are you
again.
talking to me?
Aren't y'all friends?
I don't know her.
I know y'all got to fight. I'm just playing. Y'all
I
got to
never
fight.
fought her either. I just don't know her.
Wait,
I'm like,
you didn't fight? Oh, you fought Malaysia. I'm sorry.
Stop.
So many basketball
That's my
wives, so
friend.
little time.
I hate
All right,
you.
so when you were working with Oprah, were you going to transition into like priesthood and be positive and all kumbaya?
Well, I still am trying to be more positive, but what's interesting is, you know, I made this change to be more positive because speaking of Oprah, you know, one of my favorite lessons in life is just to listen. You know, the truth is out there. Your truth, or what you need to do is out there. Like Oprah said one of my favorite moments of television was the very last episode of the Oprah Winfrey Show. Not when she was at the United Center and Beyonce.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was just her talking, and I felt like that was her time capsule. Like that's what she wants to be remembered for. I feel like she was sharing all of the truths and secrets that she's learned in her life. And she said, you know, just listen. And if you don't listen, the universe will speak louder. And if you're still not listening, the universe is going to smack you upside the head. And I feel like that's what happened to me back in 2010. You know, like I had progressively become nastier and meaner and bitchier. And then, you know, there was this rash of gay teenagers that were committing suicide. And this journalist, Dan Savage, created this campaign called It Gets Better to encourage young people to, you know, hold out because it will get better. And I made a video. I think I was the first public figure to make an It Gets Better video. And the reaction that I got from that shook me to my core, like overwhelmingly a negative response to that. I was like, wow, I'm trying to do something positive and people are hating on me. Well, damn, I need to change things because, you know, who I've become is not who I am in my heart. So then I did a total 180. And my motto was WWOD, what would Oprah do? But it was real and authentic, but I almost lost myself in that. I went from one character to another. And what I've become now is my true authentic self, which is somewhere in the middle. Like I'm not that 26-year-old anymore who started. I'm 40 now. And I'm also just not afraid of voicing myself. Like I look at a role model for me like a Sharon Osbourne. Sharon speaks her mind, sometimes still is messy. We'll get into fights with people, but I don't think the public views Sharon Osbourne as a nasty woman or an awful person.
One last question, because we got to get out of here, and I know we have to wrap up. When I posted that, I want our followers to really get it, because I really do respect what you've done. I mean, whether I personally agree with everything you've done or not, although I don't have an opinion, because your work is your work, and it's been amazing because you grew something from nothing and you became the best in it. People were saying, "Oh, he's racist. Why are you bringing him on your platform? Your platform." I don't think you're a racist. I don't know you. What would you say to those people?
Show me the receipts.
Right.
That's awesome.
Show me the receipts. How am I racist?
Yeah. I don't believe you're racist. I've never seen that. I wouldn't have invited you on the show, but I'm glad you came. It's an honor.
Thank you. And if you enjoyed me on here, I've got my own podcast too.
What's the name of the podcast?
It's the Perez Hilton Podcast with Chris Booker.
Okay.
and we talk about similar things, but it's different because, my co-host is a straight dude from West Virginia.
I'm straight too.
Allegedly.
So, well, maybe it's very similar to this then, because we disagree about almost everything. So it makes for really compelling content.
Well, listen, if you ever need a Negro on there, I'm available.
All right.
Let me know.
A light-skinned Negro.
And if you ever wanted to go to the hood, Perez, let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We're out.
Peace.